Members, my name is Nancy Rojas Mendoza, and I'm a CCA Youth for Change leader and resident of Salinas in District 6. I am here tonight in support of the residential rental registration and rent stabilization program. When you go home tonight, many of you have the privilege of going to a home with only you and yourself in it. That's a privilege. The reality is that our community is characterized by the most hardworking people, yet many still can't afford to live comfortably with their families. Families are forced to share one home with many families in order to maintain a roof over their heads. These protections you are actively fighting to oppose are the only protections that these families have left. The people who pick your fruit that you have on your table, who package the salads that you enjoy for lunch, and who work for low wages are asking for your protection. I urge you to protect the people that you serve and vote to keep these ordinances in place. When you do so, our community and the hardworking people who characterize them and contribute to our economy, culture, and everyday life can have the protections that they deserve. I acknowledge the necessity to do your job and make the informed decisions you have to make, but our community is pleading to be protected. I hope that you as a council will take into account the issues that the community that you serve is facing and will put yourself in their shoes.
Council members, my name is Alejandra Soto, and I am a CCA Youth for Change leader and a resident of Salinas in District 4. I am here tonight to speak on the residential rental registration and rent stabilization program. For many of you, the question of whether you are able to afford your home or keep it in the first place is not a thought that crosses your mind. Many residents of your community are not as fortunate. I live in an apartment with 5 people and only 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in District 4. Yet our rent is almost $4,000 every month, leaving us to worry about basic necessities like food while already being an unideal living situation. Though it might be unideal, we have no choice but to pay the expense. If these already high rent prices were to rise, not just my family, but hundreds of others will be left vulnerable. These protections you are choosing to remove are not only protections for my family and others like mine have in order to keep a roof over our heads. No person should be worrying about whether or not their income will be enough for food to feed their families. In a state of vulnerability in our community, these protections are all more important. Removing these programs only adds another problem to our community while already dealing with the fear of deportations, low wages, exploitations, and more. For this reason, I urge you all to continue to support the ordinance by repealing your repeal of the ordinances on June 3rd and keep them in place. Tonight, you will hear or have heard many stories from young generations who want this change not only for our present, but also for our future.
City Council members, my name is Carlos Mendoza, a Youth for Change youth leader with CCA and a resident of District 2 under Tony Barrera. I am here tonight to speak in support of the residential rental registration and rent stabilization program. As a youth in Salinas, this discussion is important because every year the rent in Salinas keeps drastically increasing, resulting in more residents having to work many more hours just to be able to afford their rent. These ordinances are important to the community since it gives them protection and better security in their homes. My family suffers from the loss of these ordinances, having to work 6 days a week just to barely be able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment for me and my 2 siblings. Most of this money having to go towards rent and the rest goes to bills and other necessities. Therefore, I hope you can consider supporting the ordinance that is beneficial to Salinas residents and be able to keep them by repealing your repeal on the ordinances of June 3rd. Thank you for your time.
My name is Michael Duran. I am a resident of District 5. I'm with the youth of CCA. Today, I am here to speak about the ordinances that are in place and would like to speak on my behalf for you guys to repeal the repeal. So today, I'm going to talk about my personal experiences with these issues. Rent is too high and it's rising at an uncontrollable rate. I've lived in an apartment complex all my life. I have multiple friends moved due to the rent increasing and they weren't able to keep up. I used to be able to go outside and enjoy my life, but now I have no one to hang out with or talk to. I have a friend right currently struggling really, really badly because of these rent increases. It's gotten so bad to the point where her boyfriend has to buy her clothes and food to help out. This just goes to show how bad this crisis has gotten. Here's the thing, I'm a teenager. I shouldn't be worrying if my family can make ends meet. We struggle with rent, and on top of that, we still have to pay for utilities such as water and electricity. The amount we pay for necessities doesn't barely leave room for any recreational activities such as going out. I worry that one day I wake up and I find out that we're being evicted because we weren't able to pay the rent. I'm new to this, but if I have to use my voice, then so be it. This crisis has gotten so bad that youths out here are speaking about personal experiences, and it shows the improvidence and sympathy you guys have for us. Once rent gets too high and we're gone, there'll be normal people and a huge loss of money. Thank you for your
Council
time.
members, my name is Daniel Martinez. I am a CCA Youth for Change leader and former renter of Salinas. I am here to ask, who do you guys represent? The real estate developers, the property owners, landlords? None of these is correct. You all represent the people of Salinas. No one but the people of Salinas. Over 10,000 residents have signed a petition for these ordinances to stay and protect different families, workers, seniors, and students. All signed, but it seems this isn't enough for you. Of those signatures, more than 7,000 have been officially verified by the Monterey County Elections Department. I believe this is more than necessary. Ignoring these signatures would be ignoring the same people you are meant to serve. I ask you to please respect the will of the people and repeal your June vote and allow the rent stabilization and other tenant protection ordinances to remain in effect. I live in fear that without these ordinances, there will be an increase of housing instability for tenants like me and my family, potentially leading to higher rents and more frequent displacements. Please don't force costly special elections which would waste billions of dollars of the taxpayers' money that could go to a better cause. The decision is simple. Listen to the voice of the people you're meant to serve and protect, or ignore them. I hope you all reinstate and protect the city's ordinances. Thank you.